everybody, it's Richard Hart here. I just wanted to let you know that the Pulsechain.com mainnet has launched and PulseX.com on that mainnet has launched as well. I hope you guys are all enjoying it. We waited a couple years for this and it's finally here.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another awesome day on Pulsechain. And I hope you like the title, Pulsechain pDai on the road to $1. And we're going to check that out today. We have covered it early. We got that on the breakout at the beginning, so many of you would have made mad gains, but it has been pushing the RSI up to the hot territory. So who knows when it will take that real breather. It's going to be fun to see. We're going to be talking about Hex as well. That's going to be an interesting one. Just started to move. It's lagged behind the others. Looks like it's just starting to move now. We're going to be talking about that too. And what else? We're going to talk about Intent Money. We're talking about Magic Carpet Ride. I actually got the stake on there, so we're going to look at the testnet for that. So wait for that. That's coming up. And of course, we're going to give a good check of all the markets, stock market, crypto, Pulsechain. It's all going to be here today. So let's jump into the chat there. And Sue's here, lies beneath in the house. How are you? Very good. It's a super sunny day again. Blue sky. Super hot, sunny outside. Summertime is in kick. The 31st of January. We're on the last day here down under, man, in good old New Zealand. Stand proud there. Now we've got, 12:33 p.m. in the afternoon. So it is crisp midsummer day. It is hot out there. It is so cool. So, a big shout. It's great to have summer here in New Zealand, Australia, Pacific Islands. It is cool. We got Sandy Beach in the house there. Good to see Sandy Beach. Welcome. Brian as well. What's up, folks? Good to see you, Brian. Brian's our community leader. Big shout out to you. Sandy Beach is one of our moderators as well and an influencer in her own right. So definitely check out her latest health and fitness update. That is there as well. Also, don't forget to follow her. She's heading towards 3,500 followers. She must be pretty close. Only a couple way to go, so feel free to support that channel as well, and also follow the health and fitness updates. Pretty awesome. We got a big shout out from Sandy as well. Sandy says that she is staking her MCR 369 testnet tokens. Well, Sandy, you know I didn't sacrifice for the Magic Carpet Ride, but I did go on Pulsex and buy a whole ton. You're going to find out how many I bought later on, Sandy Beach. You can laugh at me when you see it. if you saw the amount of bean token that I had, then how much MCR 369 did I buy off of Pulsex? So there we go. We got Bloodfish King in house with the emojis. Good to see Bloodfish King. Big shout out. We got Joey Torres in the house there. Hi all. Good to see Joey, and of course a Hex Token channel member as well. Joey is so big supporter. Brendan Eslick's in the house there. One of our moderators and TA Guru says 4 cents Hex is incoming. Do you mean like PHEX, or are you talking about combined Hex? I think you might be talking about combined Hex. Maybe you're just talking about PHEX. I don't know, but that's pretty awesome. Fast Abdul says I'm here for the tech. And who else has jumped in? Wookie's in the house there. Good to see you, Wookie. Hi. Hody ho. What else there? Yes, join Strategy Club if you want to. That is the link to Wookie's link. If you want to join the Ultimate Strategy Club in our Discord, it's a real private club there, so get in on it. Pulsechain Meme says, good morning. Hold stables and get 3% reflections of a pDai USDC and LUSD. So shilling a new stable coin there. A little reflection token from the looks of it. What else there? We got Joey with the emojis looking very fine indeed. All right, let's get into it, folks. Without further ado, let's cut into the stock market. Bam. And of course, the Dow Jones breaking a new record. Look at that. Dow clinches record high again as the big tech companies kicks off the earnings. Remember, we've got the Magnificent 7 this week. And, of course, we've got the Dow Jones is up 0.35%, 133 points to 38,467. That is amazing. And, of course, let's go to the max chart here. Look at that. New all-time high, breaking new records in history. Not just in the year, but in history. The Dow Jones up and away. Remember, that's the top 30 industrial firms in the United States that's in that list. The S&P 500 is a little bit more chill. It's down just slightly, down 3 points to 4,924, but it is also at new all-time highs pretty much. So that's pretty amazing. The NASDAQ is down 0.75%, 118 points to 509. That is not yet made a new all-time high, but it's getting very, very close at the moment. I think it's about 135 points away or so, so not far away at all. Now, the US dollar is down as well, 0.2% to 103, and there's risk off, of course. The volatility index, the VIX, is down 2.13%. Moving to commodities, we got West Texas is up slightly to $77.84. Brent oil's up slightly as well to $82.44. Gold is pretty much sticking around that 2,053 mark. You know, people are talking about $3,000 gold. I really don't think we'll get that until the right circumstances, including a US dollar pivot with interest rate pivot in US dollar devaluation. At the moment, we've got silver at the moment, $23.27. That is what the poor man's gold. That's definitely waiting for an interest rate pivot. Maybe in the middle of the year, we might see silver start to run away if we do get that pivot in May or so. So let's check out the economic data this week, because you guys know we had a slew of economic data coming this week. The labor market continues to show strength as the Fed meeting starts. The U.S. Labor Department's latest job openings and labor turnover survey, a measure of labor demand, showed job openings in December climbed 9.03 million, above economists' estimates of 8.75 million. Now, whenever it beats estimates, that's a bullish news for that particular indicator. And of course, unfortunately, it's not so bullish for the interest rates. It's less likely the interest rates will come down if the labor market's still doing well. Remember, the Federal Reserve is trying to trade off high inflation for higher unemployment. They want the employment market to be, impacted more, let's say. The ongoing signs of labor market strength arrived on the heels of data showing consumer confidence jumped to a 2-year high. Now, remember that 70% of the U.S. economy is consumption. They are the big consumer of the world. And if they're confident, that bodes well for spending. Spending means, in terms of the way they view the world, more consumption and more demand on products, and therefore more inflation. So this is kind of, these two pieces of economic news mean that we're likely to have interest rates for longer. That's basically what it's saying there. The duo of reports signaling economic strength pushed 2-year Treasury yields higher as investors bet that the data will likely encourage the Fed to maintain its higher for longer rate regime as the central bank kicks off its 2-day meeting. While the Fed is expected to keep rates unchanged, commentary accompanying the rate decision is likely to underscore the need for ongoing patience and with a balanced assessment of risk. So it's forward-looking statements of what people are going to be hanging on there. And that leads us into the actual Fed meeting itself, obviously kicked off already. And we're expecting to see the chairman's indication of what's going to happen to interest rates in 19 hours and 20 minutes at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So far, most of the market obviously expecting a no change in interest rates. But what are the forward-looking statements? March, of course, is looking at a lot of people, 57%, expecting a no change as well. So I don't think we'll get a change even in March. So January, March, no change likely. And of course, with these positive, bullish economic data, that firms that view up. In May, we've got the majority of markets still, 87% of the market still expecting a rate pivot. So that's kind of as early as we might get. But it could even be June, folks, if this strong economic data continues to go on. Remember that economic activities generally lagged from interest rates somewhere between 12 and 24 months. And of course, in this case, we also had a high amount of savings that the consumer had to spend through, which they kind of did last year. So we're getting quite a strong lagged effect. And of course, maybe that will hit in the second half of the year with a potential recession there as well. So that's kind of where we're heading at the moment. That leads us into crypto. Bitcoin at the moment is at 43,000. That's looking really nice, actually, to be honest. Down 1.27% today. The Bitcoin dominance is 49.96 cents, so slapped down slightly from 50% yesterday. Ethereum is holding up pretty strongly, though, $2,351, down 1.3%. So a bit of a down day in the markets, but otherwise not too bad at all with those absolute dollars. Bitcoin there, you can see, actually made a high, so it's just turning negative now, just as we're doing the live stream. But it was up at $43,872. It is back over the 50 EMA, so that's super bullish, folks. And of course, we're getting ever so closer to the Bitcoin halving. It is coming closer and closer and closer. So let's see how many days away. Approximately 75 days away. So it's getting there, folks. Just 2.5 months counting down to Bitcoin halving. And normally we may have maybe a month or so afterwards. We could potentially have a bit of a quiet spell or a slow ramp. And then, of course, it's a runaway after that, typically. And, of course, this is going to be even better than ever as we get to 3.25 BTC per block. So I think it's going to be super, super bullish. And of course, we've just had the big Bitcoin ETFs launched. That's going to probably ramp up as well. Now, the other thing, of course, is the Ethereum ETF window looking very positive for May. So we could have that as well. So looking pretty good. But before the Bitcoin halving, of course, we've got Ethereum. And Ethereum at the moment is looking very good as well. Back over the 50 EMA. We have a high today of 2,391 and currently still looking very good, 2,339. Ethereum looking very good. We've got ProtoDank sharding on testnet, likely to finish those testnets, last one in 7th of February. And then, of course, looking for March for a mainnet upgrade for ProtoDank sharding and blobs. You guys love the blobs. Have you seen that movie, The Blobs? It's going to be pretty good. Anyway, so you can decide if that movie is a good movie. But anyway, so that is where we're at the moment. So March for mainnet ProtoDank sharding and May for the Ethereum ETFs. Man, this first half of the year is full of bullishness for crypto, and that's kind of where we are. That leads us into Pulsechain. So Pulsechain looking even better. Richard Hart's been out and about. Who can explain these charts? He said 21 hours ago, Bitcoin bros or Ethereum bros, which of these charts is better than the other? Which could 10x faster? We'll say, what? Which could 10x faster? Say, what? I mean, that's some crazy stuff. Look at that. That's crazy. So we've got 88,000 views on that already. And, of course, these charts, of course, are the incentive token chart. He's got here up 973%. Yeah, boy. That's a nice 10x gain. And we've got Hex and Pulse up there, up 286%. And as you guys know, this is probably going to run away at some stage once we get over that 3% combined price for EX and PX. You got to get excited with this. And of course, PLSX there up 661%, already on a strong move. A long way to go, folks. PLSX can go far, far, far. We're waiting for the Power City Earn protocol as well to supercharge this, as well as big capital coming in from Ethereum. What else we got there? Pulse is up 372% on this chart. Those are the ones that Richard Hart's tweeted out. And man, which could 10x faster? I love it. I love it. Bring it on. And of course, he also posted out 11 hours ago about the Heist Stakes movie. You guys know I played that many, many times. It's looking pretty good. I wonder how long it takes for all the new guys to find out where there's a movie. They've got to be it's got to be a pretty cool surprise. I hear it's the best movie ever made, and that's on Rotten Tomatoes there. And it's actually got a 98% audience score. There we go. 2 reviews so far on there as well. So fun times. You know, people are going to be able to watch the movie as well. 3 hours ago, we got this here from Richard. Bitcoin, the criminal hodl. The government dumped 2 billion of Bitcoin just got seized. It occurs to me that if you guys are tired of watching government murder the BTC price with their billions of dollars of BTC, you might want to support the legal defense of those charged. For instance, in this 3 billion Zom case, I think the statute of limitations was already up, and he just gave up the coins to be dumped on your head anyway. Why should your Bitcoin investments be harmed because of the actions of a criminal? What do you deserve? Did you do to deserve that? And of course, he's got a whole list here. Silk Road shut down, you get dumped on. Silk Road hacked, you get dumped on. Finex hacked, you get dumped on. FTX, BlockFi, etc., you get dumped on. Whatever this is, you get dumped on. Now you've got this one, which was apparently from 2013. Do they have statutes of limitations in Germany? It's 2024, for goodness sake. It's reported that none of these criminals had any Ethereum, so that government won't be dumping it. Maybe the coins should be burnt instead of dumped, like they would say, drug seized. There we are. Men hand over Bitcoin worth 2 billion euros, and that is the drama there from Richard. So some nice updates from Richard leading us into Pulsechain updates. Woohoo! We're going to be covering day 263, and man, we're getting green, green, green across the screen. Does everyone like that? Green, green, green across the screen. Before we do that, let's catch up in the chat. Man, I'm having fun. You guys having fun? It is awesome. We're doing pretty well. The markets are looking hot, hot, hot. So like it, and Pulsechain's just ramping up. That's how we say it. You guys stayed here. You guys were faithful. You guys managed to hold on. You went through the FUD and the diet, and now you're coming into the beginning of the glory road to greatness. What else there? We got 10x is Brennan. I like it. That's from Richard Hart there. 2 days in a row, I don't have to work during the show. Good to see you live, man. Hey, Uncle Well, it's always great to see you. And yeah, because sometimes you got to work to get that fiat, that dirty fiat, they say, to pick up more of that good stuff on Pulsechain. Yeah, I think that's it. So did we have Francis? Yeah, we did have Francis in the house there. Good to see Francis as always. Let's get back into it, folks. Bam, bam, bam. A good time. So here we go, folks. Day 263 results for Pulsechain. 000133 up 10.7%, double digits. Don't you love that? 33% of the main sacrifice price. Man, we're just slowly stepping up, going from next level to next level. And of course, we get just basically consolidating above the SEC price there back on the 31st of July. We've got PulseX there at quadruple 0527 up 16%. It is 52.7% of the mean sacrifice price. It is still a long way to go for PulseX. And of course, Power City Earn Protocol is still coming down the line, obviously waiting for Fetch Oracle to get its act together and ramp up so they can get their PLSX calls, right? We got Burn there. The buy and burn doesn't care, though. It's up at 685.6 billion. This thing just keeps on climbing. We're heading towards 700 billion on that. So good. 3.35% is on the buy and burn. I'll repeat that one more time. 3.35% is on the buy and burn. It's got to be good. Eddie says it's got to be good. Let it be a green day. Woohoo! I agree with you, Eddie. It's got to be green, green, green. Hexforce1 says, hey, Hexkins, how you doing? We're doing just pretty well. We're going to get to the Hex price shortly, the Hex Force. So it's good to see you landed in the chat there. We got incentive token there at the moment, $2.91. Man, incentive token turning out to be the big star of the show, up 27.7%. And it's the ratio is importantly up to 22,000 pulse. So the ratio of pulse is going up and the price of pulse is going up. So incentive token is doubling up. And that is looking at 27.7%. Like a boss there. So well done on that. If you manage to pick up on that pullback, you're back on the ascendancy. They're heading towards 24 million tokens in supply. So one of the big narratives there's a limited supply. And of course, most of those, all those tokens are being produced by the PulseX farms as well. Let's go have a look at the yields on PulseX. We haven't done that for a little while. I like to do it every couple of weeks or so and check out actually how the yields are looking on the PulseX farms. Let's go and check it out. And woohoo, they've been pretty amazing stuff here. Let's go to the farms on V1. And what do we got here at the moment? pDai, 126% APR on pDai. Slap your face. Slap it. Go on, slap the face. That's looking pretty good. We're almost at 20 million liquidity there. It's Pulse and a DAI from Ethereum. We got USDC from Ethereum and Pulse at 119.77 so almost 120% there. Wrapped ETH from Ethereum and Pulse 76.45% and USD Tether there versus Pulse 120% APR. Like a boss there. Some of the Richard Hart tokens, PulseX Pulse at 11.56% at the moment, $54.5 million in there at the moment. That's going to keep climbing, of course. Hex Pulse LP 23.39%, $27 million in there too. Incentive versus Pulse 56%, and incentive versus Pulse X at 43%. Some terrific looking APRs with the rebound in the prices of Pulse X, and Hex, and of course incentive token looking pretty well. All right, now you can check out some of those yields. You can go yield farming on PulseX. There's some very attractive yields on V1 and V2. You can hunt some of the peers on V2. Obviously, V2 doesn't have any incentive tokens added to it, so just take that into account. But some of the APRs can be quite high if you're in a very good peer. Once again, you've got to think about a lot of different variables there, but check out some of the yields. Maybe LP providing is something for you. And of course, it is a public good. It helps liquidity overall on the Pulse chain as well. All right, Hex there at pHex at the moment. This has been the laggard. It's been lagging around. What's going on, pHex? We know you're going to greatness, but of course, it's been lagging behind the Pulse and the PulseX incentive, but has finally started to move just in the last hour, I think it is. And of course, it's up by 12.4% there at 1.82 cents. And of course, we're sitting down at about 1.68 or something, just not doing much, just not hanging, not deciding to do it, just taking a rest or something, having a cup of tea, a couple of croissants, something, I don't know. Maybe it's French. Maybe Hex was born in France. I don't know. But there we are, 12.4%. EHEX at the moment, 94 hundredths of a penny, just below 1 cent. The combined price of EHEX and pHex is 2.76 cents, heading back towards that 3 cents. I think it's finally decided to move. And man, once it breaks 3 cents, I'm sure, and find support above it, man, it's off to the races for Hex, isn't it? I think it's just going to go from strength to strength through the year. Pretty exciting. All right, so that is where we are at the moment on this chart. Let's quickly look at the charts. You can see the glorious Pulse chain at the moment are looking very good. The RSI is heading back up and not quite oversold yet. 48 on the RSI. And we'll look at this on the MACD. About to get across on the MACD. Look at that. Woohoo! About to get bound. It's getting close. So keep a lookout from that. Let's go to the weekly as well. That gives us good driver of how we're going in. Weekly there down at 58, so a lot of room to move on the RSI on the weekly for Hex. Look at that, love it. And 3 out of the last 4 weeks have been a green ice cream. Even that doji looks quite bullish, so the red one. And so off to the races is old Pulsechain. Don't get left behind. That's all we can say. All right, let's jump over to PulseX. Looking pretty good too. 2 days in a row, green. And man, with this EMA cross here is played out bullish and hasn't closed out. And the volume's picking up. The RSI is kind of looking cool too. We're at similar to 67, 68 like Pulsechain. But man, that's got room to move as well. Let's have a look at the weekly on the RSI. Bam, heaps of room to move, 58. And we'll be watching out for that. Similar looking story to Pulsechain there. But look at the amount of room it's got to go to get back to the main sacrifice price for the sacrifice. Yeah, I just repeat myself. But we got, let's see how far we got to go. We got, we've got about 90% gain. So just 90% gain, just sitting there back to main sacrifice price. Man, that will be the talk of the town when PulseX gets back to there. And of course, we've got the Power City Earn protocol coming. That's going to be a big supply and demand shock and to push PulseX up higher as well, let alone any capital we see flood into PulseX. Very exciting to see that. Let's jump over to incentive token. The talk of the town, $2.86. And the ratio to Pulse at the moment is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, around the whoa. It is currently 21,716. It has been as high as 23,193 today. What an absolute, powerhouse. Let's say powerhouse. That's looking amazing there on the Pulse ratio. Incredible. All right, so let's move on to PHEX. PHEX there. Oh, got a little bullish cross here. We're about to finish the day in 7 minutes. There's only 7 minutes left in today's candle. That kind of looks like a bullish candle to me on PHEX, and it looks like it's been a bit slow. You can see how far down it's been today. 1.615 cents, can you believe it? And we've been as high as 1.844, currently at 1.8 cents. And of course, we had a pretty decent seller yesterday that kind of held a Hex down, but now it looks like it's going to move up and follow everything else and catch up. Catch me if you can. That's all we can say on the old PHEX. And the RSI there, pretty chill. A lot more room to move on PHEX. As you can see, the RSI only at 61. And look at this MACD. Boo, that looks crossing too, like Pulsechain. Bring it on. That's all we can say. Bring it on. So looking good there. And I think that's it. Let's go to EHEX. EHEX is looking good too. This is always slightly weaker often. And we've got a nice little bullish move here as well. All the charts looking pretty similar. But we've got a lot more room to move in the Hex chart than Pulse and PulseX based on the RSI 57 on the EHEX side there. That brings us in to the combined price of EHEX and PHEX. You guys can see it. This is the 15-minute candles. So let's go to the hourly candles just so you can see what I mean by it's just moved. Yeah. So the last couple of hours, actually, it must have been a bit earlier when I looked at it, but that is started to move up with the combined price. And we got to almost 2.8 cents with EHEX and PHEX combined, just pulling back slightly to 2.739 at the moment. But man, this thing is starting to move. Volume is starting to come in, kick in there, and we can't wait for the 3 cent mark. Let's see if we can get the daily chart up here. This is really starting to look good. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's starting to look good. I like it. So there we are. We got 3 cents back here in October, and we also tried to get 3 cents in 18th of January there, and now we are at the end of January. And can we finally get to move up to break this 3 cent mark? And of course, after 3 cent, man, up and away, right? Maybe 4.5 cents, something like that. And of course, come back down a little bit there to test the support and just slowly grind ourselves up level to level. And people that are not in Pulse, maybe they got into Pulse or something else. But if you're not in Hex, maybe you'll miss out on that super hyper run we're all looking forward to with Hex. So it's going to be fun to see. All right, that is the charts at the moment. Let's go quickly to the validators. Let's go to validators. Yeah, let's do it. We've got 52,580 on the validators, 1.68 trillion off the market. And of course, we add liquid loans to that. We're sitting at about 17+% of the Pulse supply off the market, looking good. Now, you can do validating by yourself. You can, if you've got 32 million Pulse, you can validate by yourself, or you can go through NFTs and you can validate as a fraction of a validate. So you only need a fraction of 32 million Pulse. Which is through Dave Fetter and the validator store. You can find that out there with the NFTs. A good way of doing fractional validating and earning some Pulse that way. which is pretty neat. All right, let's jump over to the gas prices quickly. Double the gas. The gas is really up at the moment, 400,000 beats. Typically, we're seeing about 150 to 200,000 beats. We're at 400,000. 2/10 of a penny for a Pulsechain swap at the moment. That's probably the most expensive. I've seen it for a while, to be honest. And 1/10 of a penny for a Pulsecoin transfer. 3/10 of a penny for a PRC2 transfer. And of course, as you guys know, what does Richard Hart say? Let's bring it in, because I think I've got the video on this. This is probably a good time to bring it in. Not that one. There it is. Yeah, let's play this one. Little video on this topic about gas prices and protocols launching. As you guys know, we've got more and more protocols and tokens launching on Pulsechain and ramping up the supply, and more active users and more turnover per day. It's going really, really nicely, growing very strongly.
Yes, if it accrues so much value and gets so many users, yeah, the fees will go up, and you'll just get really, really rich holding Pulse watching. Oh no, more really, really rich people. Like, you can't, here's the thing. You cannot force a free market to keep things cheap, because then crappy use cases that aren't valuable will outbid useful and valuable use cases. And do you want your chain with limited capacity to be filled up with crap? No, you don't want your chain filled up with crap. You want it filled up with nice, good things. Well, then how do you know what the difference between nice and crap is? By bidding. And the people that see more value in the chain pay more to use the chain. And then your limited resource chain, through the bidding mechanism, is filled with the most valuable things that people can fill it with. And so this like socialist USSR decree that, oh, we're just going to have cheap fees forever, it doesn't work, because there's a finite amount of space and you have to allocate it to certain users. And who should you allocate it to? Those that can most afford it, because they're bidding with their money for how valuable the transaction is. So the solution to a limited resource isn't to screw around with the pricing. The solution to a limited resource is to create more of the resource. So the Ethereum chain is full. Great. Well, we're going to make one with 4 times more throughput, and it won't be full. It'll be empty, and let's go fill it up.
Yeah, so I love that little insight there from Richard. And of course, the gas price is starting to show that today. It's like an early sign of things to come, isn't it? So kind of cool. But even that, with the gas prices up a little bit today, and of course Pulse rising, we're still 714 times cheaper than Ethereum. Yo, $13.35 to do a swap on Ethereum at the moment. 1,800 times cheaper than Bitcoin at the moment. $2 to do a send on Bitcoin. And of course, that really depends on how fast you want to get it through. Looks like we're cheaper than virtually everybody, and only Zcash is close at the moment. And of course, as I always say, it's great being fast and cheap, but of course, it's really all our protocols that are launching on Pulsechain have got a lot of profit sharing and a lot of compounding, and that really is the holy grail of DeFi. And of course, Pulsechain is leading the DeFi revolution with some incredible teams like Jacob's ecosystem, Tetra, Patius, many others out there. It's so good as well. Now, the other thing, of course, we're seeing a lot of big influencers. Absolutely right there, Fast Abdul. Wendy O was on, Corey Costa, and Ben Armstrong talks with Hex, big influencers coming to Pulsechain. Yeah, well, we've seen Ran as well. We've seen, obviously, Ivan on Tech. So many big influencers in the top 30, we would argue, are talking about Pulsechain, and it's just only getting bigger and bigger. And they're talking about it in a more deeper, in a more invested way, which is really, really great to see. So nice insight there. What else we got going here? Let's jump through some of these. We got Chill Winston Housey. Hey, Chill. Winston, and of course, hey team, good to see you as well. We got Francia de Jesus with the emojis looking fantastic. Pump it, says Brendan. Pump it up. Absolutely. All right, let us get into the final one there. The bridge. How's the bridge looking? Woo! Hot doggity dog. The bridge is up good. Here we are, man. We've been going up every day. So we're sitting at about 24.9 million yesterday. We're now at $127.3 million. When we're going to get to $1 billion, it's going to be fun to see that. So far, so good. Now that's day 263. We're about to start day 264 on Pulsechain. Let's get into the rest of it. And we're going to get to the second category, PRC20s, which is actually the title of the video today. Pulsechain pDai on the road to $100? Question mark. Pulsechain pDai on the road to $1? Question mark. Now, some of you may have seen some of the arguments for Richard Hart behind pDai and RPCs and the Troper and all sorts of stuff out there. There's definitely some good videos on that. But pDai is definitely being pushed onto the upside. Now, obviously, we called it because we're covering all these things every day. We called pDai on the breakout. So if you'd gotten to that, you would have made mad gains on it. It is looking pretty good. So let's go into a pDai here, which is up a 30% there. The top performer out of my particular custom list for PRC20s. And let's go have a look at it here on the chart. Look at that. Beautiful. This is on the weekly. That's the weekly there. Look at that. 5 weeks in a row. Wow. And in fact, it's been up for what, 8 weeks or so. So nice on that one. Woohoo! 8 weeks in a row. And the RSI is getting into overbought territory. Just take that into account, right? Now, obviously, sometimes we can stay elevated in RSI, but RSI is generally a very good indicator when it's getting overheated. But at the moment, we have really pushed pretty high here. And of course, made I think technically a new all-time high on the weekly there at 3.27. So that's a 3200th or almost 3300th of a penny. Can you believe it? So the previous high that we had was 2800th of a penny on the 11th September. Pretty crazy stuff there. Obviously, the first week there, we had some pretty crazy prices at 2800 as well. But a new all-time high on pDai there. Crazy. Remember, pDai is the forked version of a DAI on Ethereum. And of course, Pulsechain forked Ethereum on the 10th of May at 10:36 UTC time last year. So let's go to the daily on here and look at that. Woo! Hot dog and a dog. All right. So, yeah, we saw the breakout back down here and said, hey, this thing's off to the roses. It's about to break out, and up away it goes. And of course, since then, there's been lots of talk about some of those things I just mentioned earlier. And yeah, you can watch videos out on YouTube about that. But that has also helped to fuel this rally on pDai, looking pretty good. But like I say, the RSI is getting overheated. You can see it now way deep in the RSI there at 84. How long will it stay up before there is a correction? I would like to be very tenuous here. If you've made mad gains, this would be a place that I would have exited either yesterday or today. And of course, there's definitely a good profit play taken there. Now we've got a brand new candle today. We're just 3 minutes into the day there. It is, like I say, the high there at 3273. Hey, look, maybe this might do one of the unusual things of really staying up for a bit longer. But once again, you know, the RSI is pretty normal, a pretty good indicator there. That being said, of course, how high will this go? 1 cent next. I mean, that's where you're heading for next, right? 1 cent. It is really crazy there. There's the 1 cent mark. If I remember rightly, I put this in a while ago. And of course, that is it there. That's 1 cent. Hey, look, this thing looks like it wants to keep going. I don't know if it's going to do it today or tomorrow, but you know, it wants to get a consolidation here. The market may want to break past this height here, come back and test it, and then get some consolidation here before trying to go to that 1 cent mark. But you know, as you go higher, the price moves at a faster rate, right? So just take that into account. There's 258% gains to get to 1 cent at the moment on a pDai. Now we won't talk about $1. We'll talk about $1 when we'll talk about 10 cents, which to get to 1 cent, right? Then once we get to 10 cents, if it gets there, we'll talk about $1. But at this stage, can it get to $1? Question mark. Is it on the road? Has it got several stops to make? No doubt. But let's see how far this goes. It's definitely one to watch. I really like a pDai. It's very entertaining, and so far the chart's very profitable as well. That's kind of the double whammy there. All right. So what else is doing pretty well? Let's go by the good liquidity. And check that out on the top PRC20s. Teddy Bear up 14% at the moment. Tropa there up 26% as well. Obviously, pDai and a Tropa are linked pretty well there. Now, the other one, of course, is Treasury Bill up 15%. Now, the one that we're also watching is the narrative around Bitcoin in the bull market. Wrap Bitcoin at the moment is currently at $90.28. That's another one that we're looking out for. I think that once it breaks through this level just above it, it hit it and it got resistance. Look at that. Look at that. It hit the resistance there. So pretty cool. The RSI is still pretty hot, though, 64. But man, oh man, is this thing going to try and break out? Once it breaks out, man, I could see Wrap Bitcoin really doing something spectacular on the back of the narrative of Bitcoin going up in the bull market. Is it going to hit 150K, 180K in the bull market? Is it going to do something unbelievable like hit the market cap of gold and do 400,000? Man, that would be insane in the brain for that. I'm definitely feeling, you know, pretty good about 150K because that's, you know, like maybe or even to 180K because it's like a 3x from the previous high. But definitely 400K is not out of the ballpark. But once again, I like to be pragmatic. So 3x seems fine, 150 to 180, but definitely with the possibility of, you know, higher numbers, maybe 250 even for Bitcoin. So where is Wrap Bitcoin on Pulsechain going to go? It is currently at $90. It's been holding a very good floor back here at $48. Obviously, there's a big difference between 48 and 90, but once you're starting to move up, it's all relative, right? And there we go, up and away there. So the next line, obviously, the breakout is this currently where it is, around the $92 mark, maybe $200, and then off to the races. So that $100 real key critical component. And then, of course, then all it has to do is get over $210. So that's a 2x from there. So we're keeping an eye out on this wrap Bitcoin narrative. All right, Maker is also up 15% there. The two meme coins, SHIB is up 8% and Pepe is up 18%. Big move for Pepe today, 18%. And this also is trying to look, see how it's getting these higher lows. It's seeking out new territory. It wants it. It wants to go higher. And you can see these higher lows here just creeping in on you. And do you see them? Do you see them? If you can't, then you're going to miss that move, right? But at the moment, we're obviously at 1265 with 7 zeros. We really want to get over this previous high here, 1497 with 7 zeros, and then it's off to the races, right? Off to the races. I think we're probably at least heading towards that 2900 mark with 7 zeros. If we bust through that, then you're looking up here, right? At 7 zeros, 4,700, maybe 5,000 is the target above that. So a few little natural targets there. The RSI is pretty chill at 58, but keep an eye out on Pepe and a SHIB. They are the two big branded meme coins. So we'll see how we go there at the moment. That is kind of it there. Aave having a nice move as well, 16%. Pulse Bitcoin up 13% there. Link is up, Chainlink is up 14%. Chainlink has also had recently a big strong run. Remember, Chainlink has had a big strong run recently, so it's definitely something to think about as well. Let's actually quick jump into that and see where that's at this stage. Chainlink, look at that, man. Woo! As you guys know, Chainlink is pretty much on Ethereum. Obviously, is a huge utility. Some say the second best outside of Uniswap or AMMs. So there we are. That is at the moment a little breakout there. This link chart could really go quite insane, I think. So keep an eye out on that. Liquidity is pretty small on this particular pair, 14K. Definitely something to think about there. I think that's enough for the PRC20s. Let's go to the meme coins. And as our third category, of course. And let's check out by liquidity there. We've got Blaster up 18%, Axis Alive up 8% to 19, almost 20,000 on Axis. Nope token from Randy Alaski up 10%. So these are the two influencer coins. Mega there is up 7%. Reflux is up 20%. That's a pretty good day. Paul Pleb from Hexy Bastard is up 26%. Nice strong move there for Paul Pleb. And of course, that's come all the way off. 5 zeros, 1100 is now at 5 zeros, 5,400. So some mad gains to be had there on a recovery. So not bad at all. And in fact, if you look at historically, that's right in the middle pretty much, maybe just above the middle of its history there, onwards and upwards. It probably needs some, maybe have another move higher from here, getting pretty close, although I'd like to see the RSI cool off a bit more. One more time, 55. Let's see how it goes. Hex Orange reduced up 6%. Dogecoin from Jeff Kadakis up 17%. That's Jeff Kadakis from TrustSwap. And, of course, Pulse Dodgy up 10%. Ben from Ben Armstrong. Man, that had a big move, right? We called that as well. Obviously, they had big profit takings, and I said take profit. It got profit taking, and then now it's back up here again at 2,100 with 8 zeros. And obviously, as Fast Abdul said there earlier, that influences Ben Armstrong's been on Corey Costa, I think was also on C7 as well, doing some coverage. So some nice happenings there with some of the bigger influencers there as Ben Armstrong builds back his big audience. Remember, he used to be the biggest influencer in crypto. I think he had 2 million subscribers at a BitBoy, got pushed out by that team and is building back. And of course, seems to be big time behind the Pulse and Hex community there. All right, what else we got going there? Duck token there. This meme coins, man, they're crazy. But this is up 90% today as well. We've got so many different tokens jumping on there with funny names, but this is the way it goes. Trump token up 38% there as well. Floppy Slippers up 14%. But there we go. There lots of big moves, right? Lots of big moves on these tokens. Let's jump to our final main category, Pulsechain projects. Yeah, boy. Let's have a look how we're going here. What else there? We got what token there from Power City. We're waiting for this, man, Power City. And of course, they're waiting for the Fetch Oracle to launch. Currently up 11%. Let's go check this out, this chart on Power City. What token there? Yeah. Quiet before the storm, folks. This thing's going to hyper move when that comes out. And profit sharing, right? I guess I don't know why they're not sharing their Portal X profits already. Not sure why. They've obviously got a game plan. And then the earn protocol from Power City, that seems to be the trigger that they're waiting for. So let's see how we go. But so far, so good. Looking for this. The next big blue chip juggernaut on Pulsechain will be What token and the Power City. So definitely, quiet before the storm. You can see this is a very strong looking chart, and what would you expect outside of a blue chip on Pulsechain with an up market? Yeah, up 11.6% there at the moment. So yeah, definitely one for your blue chip portfolio, and check it out and do your due diligence, of course. The other one, of course, we've talked about the big innovative DeFis on Pulsechain. Tetra up 36%, and they got a lot of their protocols still to come. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Look at that, 1.1 there. So 11/100th of a penny. Man, that's gone broken up into new territory. It has Tetra, and of course they've got all their new protocols to launch. It's going to be pretty amazing. I didn't see any news out for them today, so don't think there's any particular news. But of course they've got all their protocols launching. They've already got Omnis up, right? The V2, V3, well, with limit orders. The only protocol with limit orders that access back through to Pulsex and other dexes. So pretty cool. Obviously, we've seen Patias there yesterday talking about how they want to enter into the space as well, but they think about a capital raise or so to do it. And of course, at the moment, Tetra looking hot. So definitely something to think about in your speculative blue chips. There is Tetra doing a pretty great job. Lots to come from them. What else we got there? Let's jump through some of these. PLSP there. Now we're going to talk about Pulsepot. I was going to do that separately, but Pulsepot is going from strength to strength there. One of Jacob's ecosystems is going up and away. Look at that chart. Woo! That is Pulsepot. So this was a sacrifice project. Obviously, Pulsepot is the world's first peer-to-peer crypto casino from Jacob's ecosystem. Obviously, Jacob getting pretty famous now for innovating the best of DeFi. I mean, the complications in doing a world peer-to-peer crypto casino is at the top end of innovation in crypto and tokenomics and everything else. Really is crazy in the coding side. $5.90, big pump. And of course, we've seen some big upgrades there on Telegram. They've got these PLSP bots now, these airdrop bots on Telegram. If you haven't joined up the Pulsebot Telegram, you definitely want to do that. There's a lot of freebies out at the moment. And of course, it's only bodes well for the future. Let's go quickly look at Pulsebot. I think they've got a new game out today too. Let's see if we can find that. And let's have a look at your new game. Coin Wars just launched, hot off the press, folks. We may be the first influencer to cover it. I don't know. But Coin Wars is up, and it's the first time. We may be the very first to have covered this because I think it's just launched. But there it is, folks, Coin Wars. So I haven't even played this. I don't know how it works. But Coin Wars kind of intuitive there with the name. But man, oh man, let me just make it a bit smaller there. Might have to refresh the UI. Select some of that pixelate there. Let me connect the wallet as well. Bam. That might help too if I got a wallet connected. So Coin Wars is just launched. Now, what it's going to mean is that it's going to mean more buy and burn for the PLSP token. In other words, more Pulsepot tokens are going to be burned off the market. Remember, there's only 1 million. So burn away. As I understand it, we're already at 1% of the supply has already been burned off just with one game, which is the jackpot game, as you guys all know. You guys would have seen that if you've been watching the show regularly. And that's up to game number 7,808. That's crazy numbers. And it's good values. Look at $866 in this game today. That's a lot of buy and burn on the old. That's 4.4 Pulse pot is going to be burned, which is like $20-something, $23 or something of burning. That's some crazy stuff there. So pretty cool. Now, Coin Wars, of course, just launched, brand new, hot to trot there. And if you haven't checked this out, definitely check it out. I'll post a link to Pulsepot if you guys want to check it out. Remember, we're not endorsing any of this playing, but it seems to be one of the most popular pastimes in the world. So you decide. That is it there. If you want to check it out, so go for gold. Anyway, so the new game is out, Coin Wars, and looking pretty good. What have we got there? Winning. They got a winning streak counter there. Looks like they got Hex Coast and USDC there versus these other coins. I really don't know. You got to accept it. You don't know whether you're going to win, right? I guess it's the way it plays. Anyway, so that is there. Create Coin War. You can create one yourself, apparently, and go for gold. And I guess you can add the coin there as well. I guess you have to read about it. I'd have to read, find out how it's actually playing. But that is up and running at the moment. So kind of cool. Oh, look, really, we got what's that? Watt token and Pulsechain there. $7 versus live in 22 seconds. So let's see if we can see if this is going to do anything, because I don't know. I haven't seen it. We're just doing this live. And that's what happens. Sometimes you get some crazy stuff happening when you do go live. Let's go. We got a crazy show today. I don't know. This turned out crazy. It was supposed to be real normal. What's normal? I don't know. But it's supposed to be like. Whoa! Look at that animation. Oh my gosh! Wow! What token won? It looks like what token won. Winner, defeat. The Pulsechain was defeated by what token? It looks like what token? $14. So that's the winner. I guess if you had chosen that, you would have won. You would have won there. Okay, so there we are. That's a little bit of animation. I love that. Do you see the lightning animation there? Man, they're stepping up these games all the time. That is looking hot to trot. Now, apparently after this, we're going to get Plinko as well. So Plinko's coming next. So check that out. There it is, a coin, a pulsepot.io. Looking pretty amazing. That is some crazy stuff right there today. All right, let's see who else has jumped in the chat here. We've got a few more comments. Now, that's $5.90. Look at that chart go. Woohoo! And the buy and burn. Let's check out the buy and burn. Let's go to the burn here. And with that, 9,110 pulse pot tokens have been burned so far. 53, almost 57,000. So tick, 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 almost 1% has been burned. And now with that second game, it's probably only going to accelerate, isn't it? Pretty cool. Now, I do have a chat here as well and everything else. I don't want to get too much down in here. We might do a special live stream on PulsePod itself because there's so much to talk about there, and I have to catch up on a few of the upgrades there, as you can see. What else there? Let's jump through some of these. I got some comments in there. Point Blake says PLSP, indeed. It's a good thing I just covered that then. RH for the win says Lies Beneath. Absolutely. He'll be loving things like this on the Pulse Chain. We got Let's Go People. Smash the likes, says Venrix. Absolutely. Hedgehog as well is excited. Woohoo! Hey, good to get excited about that. This is some of the best that DeFi offers, right? What we're looking at right now with this Pulse Pot is about as good as it gets in DeFi in terms of technology. The tides are turning for Hex RH. The world is coming. We are so early, says Check My Pulse. Absolutely. We got Tintop in the house as well. What's up, Pexkins? Good to see you, Tintop. Welcome to the chat there. Check My Pulse says did good on PulsePot the other weekend. Won a lot. Swap for Hex. Nice move there. Check My Pulse. You're crazy. You're crazy, man. But I like you. You're crazy, man. You're crazy, man. But I like you. Good one, Brian. I had to try and get that right there. Wookie, woohoo, Suitman. I love it, man. We got a really good chat there at the moment. We need Suitman soundbite, says Brandon. Apparently, we got sound effects galore. Who else did I saw? Someone else with sound effects. An influencer coming the other day. I thought he's got sound effects. I thought I got to make my own sound effects today. All right, let's go. All right, let's get back into it. So looking pretty good on PulsePot. Probably put out a tweet or post or so on X platform later on about that. Sounds about right. We got Pateas up 10%. Another one of our top DeFis up 10% there. Let's go check that out, that chart as well. The DEX aggregator. Look at that chart. Woo! That's what I'm saying. You got to have these blue chips, these really top-end protocols in your portfolio if that's something that do. Obviously not financial advice or anything, but that is looking pretty good. That chart speaks for itself. Almost 13 cents like a boss. And, of course, they're looking to develop even more on Pulsechain, as we covered yesterday. Mintra up 10% as well. One of the top 5 NFT markets, arguably an incredible platform. And, of course, they look like they've supercharged their volume with the launch of the Pulse names, right? You can now get a named wallet instead of using all the, the long digits. What's the digits? I can't remember now. 24 is it or something for a wallet? Can't remember now. But there we are, 0066. And what are we at there? 6600th of a penny. Surely this is going to start head towards 1 cent soon. Let's see how we go. All right. What else? Let's jump through some of those comments. ZKZX, the Tornado Cash Fork, only launched a couple of days ago. As you guys know, we covered it here. That is up at 1.5 cents, slowly ticking up away there. So if you like anonymous transactions, that's one of your options that you have. I think Beetroot is another. Let me know in the chat if you know any other anonymous providers on Pulsechain so far. I may have forgotten some, but definitely Beetroot and ZKZX offering anonymous transfers. They're different. They've got different features and fees and things like that, but definitely that is a Tornado Cash fork there. I'm not sure if Hurry Cash is operating. Let me know in the chat if Hurry Cash is operating. That was an early sacrifice project. We haven't heard much from that team though, but yeah, last time I checked out that site, I wasn't able to successfully send anything. But you let me know if that is actually operating. What else there? Loan Token, of course, doing well, up 5%. Let me jump through some of these. Texan Token up 18%. Pulse Kitten up 14%. Internet Money up 20%, which means that we're going to talk about Internet Money. Let's do that. Internet Money is actually doing very well at the moment. 7 zeros, 8,500. Look at that chart. Another really nice looking chart there. And looks like it's almost not far away from breaking up to a new range, right? And, of course, the 40K liquidity, that has got a long way to go on the market cap. The other, of course, is Time Token. So Internet Money and Time Token. Time Token is where you get the profit sharing on Internet Money. and that is looking pretty good. I was waiting to see where you could find that actually. Communist is up 28% there. Pulse LN, one of our on-ramps, off-ramps is up 41%. Look at that breakout. Woohoo! This is what I'm talking about, these breakouts to the upside to a new value range. So we're stuck at about 2.5 cents. We've now moved to 3.5 cents on Pulse LN, one of the top on-ramps to Pulsechain, and of course includes the Bitcoin Lightning Network. Pretty awesome. 3.5 cents breakout to the upside there on Pulse LN, PLN, another one that could be considered in your blue chip portfolio. Coast Weight Token is surprisingly down 32%. Maybe an opportunity, right? Maybe an opportunity on the slow pullback here in the Weight Token for Coast, our only fiat on-ramp, off-ramp. Could be a lot of opportunity to pick up at 1.5 cents, just under 1.5 cents there after reaching up close to 2.2 cents. Definitely something to think about. Bouncing down off the 50 maybe on the Fibonacci, on the RSI. Food for thought, not financial advice, but possibility there. Coast is not going anywhere. It is ramping up, and that's definitely something that's blue chip, I would say, in the Pulsechain community easily with our only fiat on-ramp there. Let's just jump through some of these. Just jumping through more. PHUX up 10% there, the fork of balancer. And, of course, some of the TRH stuff there, Holy is up 17%. And a Jeff Kodakis Trupsoft token is up 17% as well. So lots of movers in the double digits. And, of course, most of them actually blue chips, which is nice to see because we like to see common sense things getting valued up by the market. That makes a lot of sense to me. All right, and that makes Pulsechain more valuable. So let's get into it. Internet Money had some really good stats. I just want to talk about that with the Internet Money Wallet. Impressive 24-hour stats, updates for Internet Money Wallet on Android, iOS, and Chrome. This is really important for Pulsechain. And a big shout out to KG for being so consistent. And he takes a lot of feedback on board, and up and away he has gone. Total downloads 33,356. New downloads 1,053. That's a major step up in growth there. And daily average downloads 131. So it is creeping up, and that's really good news. That network effect really can play out on the old Internet Money Wallet. Pulsechain swap volume $500,000. That is spectacular. This is a thing that's really making time more valuable. Let's go hunt down Time Token and see where that is priced at the moment, because that is what's going to really help to start feed some of the underlying intrinsic value inside the Internet Money Wallet. So this is the other token. We looked at Internet Money. Look at this thing. It's already been priced up, having a bit of a break at the moment at 3,200 of a penny, but has been as high as 4,400 of a penny here. And the market cap at the moment 6.5 million, liquidity 190,000 there. So just taking a breather at the moment. Probably will consolidate for a little bit, but meanwhile, the fundamentals are looking hot. So PLS paid out to time holders $3,882 are looking pretty good there as well. If you see any pullback on this, and if the price pulls back and the growth numbers continue to grow, sometimes you get that sort of odd scenario, definitely worth looking to see whether that's going to be a good income earner for you. You can think about that and maybe hit up a KG. So there we are, looking pretty good on the stats there for Internet Money, and you can find that on Internet Money Wallet, right? So kind of cool. Let me post a copy of that if you want to check out Internet Money and maybe download it. It's definitely better than MetaMask in many respects, and it's dedicated to Pulsechain. It's got Petius Dex aggregator built in to the swapping, so you're getting really good value. And you can check that out. Wallet, and of course, Time Token is the token there if you want profit sharing from the swapping fees from there. $500,000 of trade volume, starting to get good. $3,900 in fees, looking good there. Pretty good as well. All right, so there we are, Internet Money. Bam. Let's jump over to Magic Couple Ride. As you guys know, yesterday I said I was going to test it, right? I was going to test it out. Well, I did. I didn't sacrifice for Magic Couple Ride 369, but I did go to Pulsex on testnet V4 for Pulsechain, and I went and bought some. How much did I buy? People are going to hate me. Okay, I got 12% of the value of the pool. But you know what? Yesterday I had 24%. So people have been staking there, but I still got 12% there. So it's still whale status. I've got bragging rights. Oh yeah, bragging rights. But anyway, I swapped some Pulse there for the market Magic Cup Ride 369. I was just buying the heck out of it on PulseX, and it was hilarious. But I did it straight after the live stream. Like I said, I thought I'd get in some of that. Anyway, so I've earned some rewards here. I had 280,000 bean, and I've earned a massive 20,000 bean. Oh my God, this is crazy. I feel bad. Am I in trouble? Am I in trouble with Magic Cup Ride too? I don't know. But anyway, I've also earned 1,254 USDL. Remember, this is just on testnet. It's not real. But man, it is fun to play. And anyway, I'm doing pretty well there. So let's do the claim. Let's claim these 20,000 bean. Now, apparently, when we're harvesting bean on Barista, we're going to get some sort of credit for that or some airdrop from the Magic Cartwright team. So hopefully this includes this bean that I'm about to claim, because that would be really cool. On the wrong network. I've forgotten the right network here. I think I'm on, what network am I on? Oh, yeah, I need to be on test network, right? So let me jump over to that. Bam, let's go. Waiting for confirmation. I love the way that the Magic Cartwright has done the interfaces with these information updates. It really is cool. So let's go for gold. So I got 280,000 bean, which is, a lot. Let's just be frank. But the reward there, 20,000. Man, that's huge. That is a huge bean reward. Loving that, and hopefully we get an airdrop for our bean, because I've been diligent. I have been faithfully testing on the test network there. Not just myself, there's other people in our Discord been doing it too. What other testnet is going to airdrop you some tokens? There's nothing. I haven't heard anything else, and we've been covering Pulsechain every day, just about. So crazy, man, crazy. All right, that's just ticking away there on the testnet, waiting for that confirmed. Nice, and look at that, earned 20. Now got total of 300,000 beat. That's a bean. That's a lot of bean. That's a lot. What's the total supply of bean? I don't know, but that is a lot of bean. Let's go to Barista, because that's where I've been mining it on also. And maybe we've got some more there on the stability pool. Now, Barista's going to be launching soon. Waiting for that too. Obviously, Magic Cartwright is got their own ecosystem launching on Pulsechain. They've got 3 protocols, one OTC, which is Bistro, I believe. They've got Stakehouse, which is Hex staking pools. And of course, they've also got Barista, which is a liquid loans front end that's going to have better stability, automation, balancing pool, and of course the bean token incentive. So it's going to be really adding those extra incentives on as well. It looks like we've got pretty massive amount of loan tokens to harvest. I won't harvest those right now, but let's go to staking pool. Oh, I've got another 2,000 bean. Let's claim that bean. You can't be with bean. You got to be greedy about bean. You need more bean. Collect the bean. And of course, we're talking about coffee beans, of course, not all the other beans that everyone was talking about, like baked beans and stuff like that. Don't know what they're talking about, man. We're talking about beans, coffee beans. Man, that conversation got really offside yesterday. That was some crazy stuff. All right, so we're waiting for that to go. Give me more bean. That is ticking away. Where's it going to say? Waiting for confirmation. There we go. This confirmation. Yeah, these front ends from Magic Cartwright are lit. They look so good. Now, these are all on testnet at the moment. They're going to be going to mainnet soon. Keep a lookout, though, folks. This is the Magic Cartwright 369 dashboard. If you sacrifice for MCR 369, you can already play on the dashboard here. It is the staker testnet there. You can already play on there, and you can stake your MCR tokens, 369. You can unstake them, and then you can claim. Now, if you haven't got any, if you got Pulse on the testnet v4 for Pulsechain, you can go and play in testnet and buy them on Pulsex on testnet, which is what I did yesterday. Very easy to do. You just need to find the contract and buy. Now, we posted that yesterday, so you can check it out on Magic Cartwright on X social platform. Kind of cool, looking good. And of course, you can also mine bean on Barista as well by participating in the front end here on a test network there. But going to be launching maybe 2 weeks away is the current estimate for Barista, I believe. And of course, getting closer and closer for the ecosystem to drop on Pulsechain, which we're looking forward to. What's that? 4 different, 3 protocols and one, what do you call it? Portal, maybe portal, or what do you call it? Dashboard. It's coming. All right, that's pretty much it on the markets. I think that's enough. It's good times, right? Good times, rock and roll. Actually, let's quick look at 9-inch. See how 9-inch is going. 9-inch pulse there. Looks like it's making a bit of a move up here on 9-inch. Yeah, it's slowly grinding to the upside there. Got a bit of resistance at the moment, but that might tick up as well. The other one we've been following is the TIRH GameFi from Jacob. We've had some nice little moves there as well. Holy token up 13%, green across the board. So looking not too bad there as well. All right, let's get into Discord. If you haven't joined our Discord, you like more of this stuff. If you'd like to get access to our awesome moderators with their super intelligence and then get in there as well. We've got an incredible community, of course. And of course, as far as I know, the #1 dedicated Pulsechain X Discord on Discord. And of course, we've got all the information you possibly want around Pulsechain, including on-ramps, off-ramps, bridges, ecosystem maps. We got it all. We've got every project. It's amazing, all that sort of stuff. We've got a crypto helpline as well, which is pretty popular. And of course, I'm in there regularly. It is a great place to be. $5 a month is a private Discord, 16 cents a day, pretty good value. And of course, if you want to join our secret private strategy club, that is $35 a month. That is a multi-chain. We look for the best opportunities and talk about the best strategies and the best intel at a really cool place to be if you want to join that. Now, if you do join Strategy Club, you also get a general Discord membership as well included, which is kind of neat. That leads us on to Hex Daily Stats. Before we get into that, though, let's get into the chat. We're 1 hour into the live stream. We've probably got a few more comments to be made. So let's find out who has jumped in here. We've got, let's see, how far back did I get here? I think we got up to Crypto Incognito, CoinFlip, BBY, LFG. Yeah, nice little addition. Or at least that Coin Wars is a nice addition to PulsePot. Looks pretty good to me. Sandy Beach says, I like the Internet Money wallet on mobile. Let's see there. Yeah, what else there? Let's jump through some of those comments. Wookie likes his bean. He's been harvesting the bean, I think, black beans. We've got Magic Carpet Ride, the developers of what those protocols we just talked about. Big shout out, Magic Carpet Ride. I said I was going to talk about it today. Didn't I deliver? I delivered because I always try to do what I say. At least I do my best. I'm a busy bean, says Magic Carpet Ride. Indeed. No, we're not talking about kidney beans, coffee beans. Wookie, coffee beans. What else there? Hammer Time says Hex Pulsechain family LFG. Absolutely. What else there? Magic Carpet says, you're the man, Hex Token. Hey, thanks, Magic Carpet. I appreciate it. Big shout out to you and your team. We do appreciate all the work that you guys are taking to build out an amazing ecosystem coming out of Pulsechain. So I know when you guys start launching all your protocols, it's going to be absolutely awesome, adding more value to the ecosystem and more opportunities for people to make mad gains. Let's say it. All right, let's jump over to let's go to the Hex results, see how we're getting on. So hex.com, folks, check it out. Links in the video description. And of course, this was the first token launched by Richard Hart. Did one of the few coins in the last bull market to do 10,000x. So it's got claim to fame, and of course, broke a lot of ground in DeFi. Multiple audits, including financial audits. A innovative, possibly Nobel Prize winning share rate. It really did break a lot of ground in the crypto ecosystem. Pretty amazing. And of course, you can buy Hex and on Ethereum or Pulsechain and burn it for T shares and start earning more Hex. Let's see what the results are today. We've got Ethereum there, day 1520. We're in the 5th year of Hex on Ethereum, 30th of January, and the price there at 95/100th of a penny, up 8.3%. So nice little move in price. The payout per T share, this is the main number you're thinking about. How much Hex do you make per T share? T share stands for trillions of shares, of course, and we kind of use it as the T share miner. 6.898 Hex per T share, looking pretty good. So we had prices up and the volume is up. It's pretty good payout there. The share rate slowly climbing up there as well to 31,880. Obviously, as the share rate goes up, you need more Hex to get T share, at least a spot T share. However, you can enhance the amount of T shares you can by longer pays better and bigger pays better. So that's kind of cool. Average mining length 7.09 years, 39.463% APY for existing T share miners. And the ownership pool, which gets all the rewards, is up 7,882 after being down 11,800 yesterday. We're at just under 9.6 million there in the OT shares. Looking at the percentage of the pool there, 9.31% of all Hex is locked on Pulsechain. We've had some pretty mad gains again, 1.9 million Hex penalties. 50% goes to the reward pool. We've got 66 million in the reward pool. Remember, all those T shares owners get the share of that, which is pretty amazing. The growth numbers, up 21 liquid holders, down 12 miners. We just broke 119,000 for the first time, I believe. We're at 118,998 miners on the old Ethereum chain. Let's see how Pulsechain's going. Well, Pulsechain, we didn't cover it yesterday, but we're at 6.85 Hex per T share yesterday. Today's results are not yet out, so we're waiting for that. But anyway, 6.85 was the number yesterday. I didn't get to talk about that. That is Hex, folks. Check it out. And, of course, hex.com. Links in the video description. A way to go. Woohoo! Bring it on, as we say. Bring it on. All right. I think that wraps it up, everybody. Hashtag family channel. Yeah, hashtag family channel for sure. All right. We're going to leave it there. I think I'm going to post out some cool stuff on the way out. You guys know Magic Carpet Ride's in the chat. So we're going to play out something that's applicable to Pulsechain, and that is the Magic Carpet Ride itself. All right, so peace out, everybody. Don't forget, join Discord. Links in the video description. And of course, if you haven't already, get into Discord, man, because it's a great place to be. Share the journey together, get the best strategies, best information, and most importantly, find the best community. We have a crypto helpline and just incredible people in there. It is a really wonderful place to be as you make the mad gains. We're only at the beginning of the bull market. It's going to be a fun ride together, and you want to get the most value as well. And take care, everybody. I'll catch you guys again tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. I'm catching you again tomorrow. I will be not streaming on Friday, just to let you guys know, at least not at my usual time. I may do an ad hoc stream, but I do have an appointment on Friday, so I won't be able to stream at the usual time at least. But I'll let you know what happens there. All right, take care, everybody. See you tomorrow. Bye for now. Enjoy the magic copper ride.
In theory, if someone were a billionaire and they had like all this money, why wouldn't they just buy more of the thing they liked instead of dumping the thing they liked? Like if Bezos bought shares in Amazon, would you be pissed off? If Apple does a stock buyback and they buy more of their own shares in their company back from the public, which is a way to turn earnings into yield for the shareholders, do you get mad and yell at Apple? And so we had to come up with a word for this fan fiction fantasy, which is the opposite of a rug pull, called a magic carpet ride. And so if you're worried about risk of a rug pull, what weighted value have you given the risk of a magic carpet ride? And it's just hilarious to me.